In this video, we will discuss mathematical modeling for boundary value problems. So we know that many problems require us to solve a two-point boundary value problem involving a linear differential equations that contains a parameter lambda. We seek the value of lambda for which the boundary value problem has non-trivial or non-zero solutions. So in that case, this lambda is called eigenvalues and the corresponding solution is called eigenfunctions. So let us consider an example. Say solve boundary value problems y double prime plus lambda y equal to 0, y0 equals to 0, yl equals to 0. This is a second order linear differential equations where the parameter lambda can be 0, can be less than 0, can be greater than 0. The boundary condition are y0 equal to 0, yl equal to 0. So in this case, we can solve this problem in three cases. The first case is consider here lambda equal to 0. So when we consider lambda equal to 0, then the given differential equations become y double prime equal to 0. In this case, this is a homogeneous second order linear differential equations. We can apply auxiliary equation m square equal to 0. That means we get m equal to 0, 0. That means the roots real and equal. In this case, we can write the solution yx equals to c1 plus c2x, because m equals to 0, that means e power 0 equals to 1. In this case, we consider x is independent variable. Now we have to find out the arbitrary constant c1 and c2. So applying boundary condition, first boundary condition y0 equals to 0, that means in this case x equals to 0, we can put here c1 equal to 0. Similarly, we apply second boundary condition x equals to l, we can put here c1 already 0, so c2l equals to 0 means that c2 equals to 0. So finally we get both c1 and c2 are 0, that means y equals to 0, which is a trivial solution. That means is a zero solution. Next we consider case number 2. So in this case, lambda is less than 0, so we consider lambda equals to minus alpha square. If alpha positive or negative, we know that alpha square is always positive, so the minus alpha square is always negative. So in this case, we put lambda equals to minus alpha square in our given differential equation. You can see y double prime minus alpha square y. In this case, the auxiliary equation become m square minus alpha square. So m square minus alpha square equal to 0. When we solve this auxiliary equation, we get m equal to plus minus alpha. So we can write the solution as c1 e power alpha x plus c2 e power minus alpha x. So this is a general solution. Now we have to apply our given boundary condition to get c1 and c2. So first apply first boundary condition y0 equal to 0, that means x equals to 0, we can put here. So c1 e power 0 1, that means c1, here we get e power 0 means 1, so we get c2, that means c1 plus c2 equals to 0. So this is equation number 1. Now we apply the second boundary condition yl equals to 0. Now we put x equal to l in this equation. So we get c1 e power alpha l plus c2 e power minus alpha l equal to 0. Now our target to get c1 and c2, so we can solve equation 1 and equation 2 to get c1 and c2. So solving equation 1 and 2, we get c1 equal to 0. When you put c1 equal to 0 in equation number 1, we get c2 equal to 0. Finally, we get both c1 and c2 are 0. That means y equal to 0 is also a trivial solution. So now we can confirm that in case 1 lambda equal to 0, and case 2 lambda less than 0, we obtain trivial solution. Now we will try to find the non-zero solution, means non-trivial solution, by using case number 3. So the case number 3, lambda is greater than 0. That means we consider lambda equals to alpha square. We know that alpha positive or negative, alpha square is always positive. That means we can say that lambda equal to alpha square. So now we put the lambda equal to alpha square in our given equation. Then the equation becomes y double prime plus alpha square y equal to 0. In this case, our auxiliary equation m square plus alpha square. So when we solve this equation, we get m equal to plus minus I alpha. So this is a complex roots where real part is 0, imaginary part is alpha. So that means it is case number 3 for the differential equation with constant coefficients. So we can write the solution y equal to e power alpha x. Alpha is 0, so e power 0 is 1 here. C1 cos beta x, here beta means alpha, so C1 cos alpha x, C2 sin alpha x. So finally we get C1 cos alpha x plus C2 sin alpha x. So this is our general solution. Now we apply the boundary condition to get C1 and C2. The first boundary condition y0 equals to 0 gives, when we put x equals to 0 here, so cos 0 is 1. That means we get only C1, but sin 0 is 0. That means we get C1 equal to 0. So now we apply second boundary condition, YL equals to 0. That means we have to put x equal to L here. So our C1 already 0. So we get cos alpha L, but C1 0. That means these whole terms become 0. Now C2 sin alpha L. So C2 sin alpha L equal to 0, but here we have the option C2 can be 0 or sin alpha L can be 0. But if we choose C2 0, then we get again trivial solution. So we consider here C2 is not 0, so we consider sin alpha L equals to 0. So 0 means we can write sin n pi. Here n can be any numbers. So from here we can say that alpha L equals to n pi. So alpha L equals to n pi. So our target to get alpha. So alpha equal to n pi by L. Here n is 1, 2, 3 because we cannot choose n equal to 0. If we choose n equal to 0, alpha becomes 0. So finally we get lambda equal to alpha square. That means this is our eigenvalues. And our obtained solution y equal to C2 sin alpha means n pi by Lx. That means y equal to C2 sin n pi by Lx is our obtained solution. Here n can be 1, can be 2, can be 3. So that means we get a set of solution. So this solution also called eigenfunction for n equal to 1, 2, 3 dot dot. Now we consider another example. Say this problem asks to solve boundary value problems y double prime plus 2y prime plus lambda plus 1 y equal to 0. Here the boundary condition y0 equal to 0, y5 equals to 0. So this problem we also can solve in 3 cases. The first case, lambda equal to 0. When lambda equal to 0, then we get the equation y double prime plus 2y prime plus y equal to 0. In this case, our auxiliary equation becomes m square plus 2m plus 1 equal to 0. So when we solve this quadratic equation, we get m equals to minus 1 and 1. That means we get the auxiliary roots are equal but real. So in this case we can apply case number 2. That means the solution can be written as C1 e power minus x plus C2x e power minus x. So this is our general solution. Now we will find C1, C2 applying given boundary conditions. So here our first boundary condition y0 equal to 0. That means we put x equal to 0 here. So C1 e power 0 means 1, that means C1 equal to 0, because here when we put x equal to 0, the whole terms become 0. These whole terms become 0. So we already get C1 equal to 0. Now we apply the second boundary condition, y5 equals to 0, that means x equals to 5, we can put here. So 5C2 e power minus 5. So that means in this case we can say that C2 equal to 0, because e power minus 5 never comes 0. So in this case we also get trivial solution, because our obtained C1 and C2 both are 0. Now we can solve this problem with respect to case 2, that means lambda is less than 0. So when lambda less than 0, we consider lambda equals to minus alpha square. So alpha can be positive or negative, but alpha square is positive, so finally lambda is negative. So now we put lambda equal to minus alpha square in our given equation, then we choose the auxiliary equation. So we get the auxiliary equation, m square plus 2m minus alpha square plus 1 equal to 0. Here we solve this equation using quadratic formula, x equals to minus b plus minus root over b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. Here we can see that a equal to 1, b equal to 2, c equals to 1 minus alpha square. So finally we get m equals to minus 1 plus minus alpha. So we can write the general solution as y equals to c1 e power minus 1 plus alpha x plus c2 minus 1 minus alpha x. So now we will find our arbitrary constant C1, C2 applying the boundary condition. So we can see here our boundary condition y0 equals to 0. This one gives us, when we put x equals to 0 in this equation, we get C1 plus C2 equal to 0. Similarly, when we put x equal to 5, applying second boundary condition, we get C1 e power minus 1 plus alpha 5 plus C2 e power minus 1 minus alpha 5 equals to 0. Now we get two equations related to C1 and C2. Now we can solve these two equations to get C1 and C2. So when we multiply equation number 1 by e power minus 1 plus alpha 5, then we subtract the new equation number 1 and equation number 2, we get C2 equals to this. That means we get C2 equals to 0. Now when we put C2 equal to 0 in our equation number 1, we get C1 also 0. That means again we get trivial solution. So now we have case number 3 to get the non-trivial solution. Let us consider case number 3. Lambda is greater than 0. So lambda greater than 0 means, here lambda greater than 0 means we consider lambda equal to alpha square. So when we put lambda equal to alpha square in our given equation and we choose the auxiliary equation, we get m square plus 2m plus alpha square plus 1 equal to 0. So when we apply the quadratic formula, we get minus 2 plus minus root over 4 minus 4 alpha square divided by 2. That means here a means 1, b means 2, c means alpha square plus 1. So we get the complex roots, the real part minus 1, imaginary parts alpha. So that means we can write the general solution as e power minus alpha x. Alpha means here minus 1, that's why e power minus 1x. C1 cos beta x. Beta means here alpha plus C2 sin beta x. Beta means here also alpha. That means finally we get general solution as y equal to e power minus x C1 cos alpha x plus C2 sin alpha x. So now we apply the boundary condition to get our arbitrary constant C1 and C2. So applying first boundary condition y0 equals to 0, that means when we put x equals to 0 in this equation, we get cos 0 is 1, that means C1, e power 0 is minus 0 is 1 also. Here C2 times sine alpha 0, that means sine 0 is 0, that means these terms become 0, that means we get C1 equal to 0. Now we apply second boundary condition y5 equal to 0, that means we put x equals to 5 here, e power minus 5 C2 sine alpha 5, because C1 already is 0, that means we get C2 equals to 0 or sine alpha 5 times e power minus 5 equal to 0, because e power minus 5 never comes 0, that means we can say that sine alpha 5 equals to 0. So here we cannot choose C2 equal to 0, because if C2 equals to 0, then we also get the trivial solution. That's why we choose sine alpha 5 equal to 0. So that means we know that 0 means sine n pi. So here we can say that 5 alpha equal to n pi. So alpha equal to n pi by 5 here. That means we already get our eigenvalue. That means lambda equals to alpha square means n square pi square 5 square. But this one, and when we put n equal to 0, this becomes 0 set. That's why we ignore n equal to 0. Here we consider n can be 1, 2, 3, any numbers. So finally we get the solution C2 e power minus x sine n pi x divided 5 is the solution where n is not equal to 0. So that means this is our eigenvalue, because lambda equals to alpha square. These eigenvalues valid only n is not equal to 0. N can be any other number. So when you choose C2 equal to 1, we can say this is our eigenfunction.